think so. Everything's here. I've been having responsible sandwiches this week. That's what I'm telling from the look of my desk.
Responsible sandwiches?
Yeah, and toast. More having toast on in the mornings. It's
feeling more
very adult thing
more
to
civilized.
do. Yeah, in a weird. I've had butter on my sandwiches. I had a French stick.
I mean, it's a very civilized way of setting fire to something before you eat it. I like this. I'd prefer it if it was a bit burnt.
If it was just, inflamed and then covered in sugared strawberry or whatever
you have jam
is. Yeah, because fuck my life.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think you could eat sugar.
Look, you can. You shouldn't.
No.
Shouldn't. It's been a rough old time. Been a shit. Like, the words I used last week was shit. Trying to find words to explain my situation. Shit was the only word that came. But now we've upgraded to rough. Now rough.
Is that an upgrade?
Progress
is
has
it
been
like
made.
it's better?
Yeah. Rough is just like, the sea.
Yeah.
But shit is just you're mired in like some kind of Greek mythology island.
Yeah.
Was that Medusa?
Because you said we are recording late again, and you said that you got. It wasn't food poisoning. It was I
just had a weird stomach upset. Yeah, but I think it was all kind of entailed.
Yeah.
So there was lots of mental and physical just destruction.
Yeah, I was going to say. So
then,
in order to solve this, you just enraged your diabetes with jam.
What?
Every day.
Yeah, the jam helped, and then the butter upped that cholesterol as well. Although this is magical anti-cholesterol butter. So
this is anti-cholesterol fat. Great.
Yeah, or just olives. I don't know. Never really done olives, but it was in very, very probably. I'm not one. I'm very open book, but I'm not one to dwell on a lot of stuff. But yeah, last week was probably one of the roughest mental quagmires that I think I was in, and I think managed to get myself out of it, but it was pretty fucking dark.
Yeah.
It's really fucking dark. But yeah, man, I'm getting out of it now. But I don't know what necessarily caused it. The only thing I can think of is I don't remember when I had my second jab, and I don't know whether it's directly related to the second jab. But I think going to a church filled with people. I think maybe I caught something, and then that I kind of went. All of my body chemistry went completely out the window.
Yeah.
It was it just kind of. What's the opposite of climaxed? It's like peaked, but the opposite of peaked.
In the other direction.
Yeah, it crested.
It rock bottomed.
Maybe rock bottomed. I don't know, but it
bottomed out.
It pile drivered.
Yeah.
It pile drivered into some of the darker moments. But yeah, it's never a big concern. It's just a lot of things. I think people who go through. I've never considered myself to have mental health issues of any kind, really. But I think that everybody has a mental health. So talking about it is probably a good thing. And I think the most people just are completely or intentionally unaware of negative things that they see or feel, and they kind of keep on going through them. I've always been quite good at picking them up and then being aware of it and dealing with it. But some of the red flags last week were this is pretty. It's a weird place. I'm going to go get a French stick and sort this out. So it was. See, I've been making more conscious efforts to make sandwiches. I just had half an onion with a block of cheese and between two slices of bread.
That's all right. A cheese and onion sandwich, nothing wrong with that. Very quintessentially British, is that, I think?
Is it? I guess it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never thought cheese and onion is a British thing. Baked beans, I think, is British.
Yeah.
But never thought cheese and onion is a sandwich. But yeah, I guess you don't really see it much else.
Anywhere else.
People cook their onions to try and relieve some of the intensity of the heat and the flavour, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas we just go, fuck it.
Well, it's
this takes my mind off.
If we go with crisps, we always call them cheese and onion, whereas everywhere else it's sour cream and chive or some shit like that. It's just cheese and onion, though. That's what it is.
Oh shit! Is a chive an onion?
Yeah.
I guess it is. Bloody Euro. Fucking Euro taking away our onions and giving us chives instead.
Yeah.
But rough last week, but improving this week. But yeah, it's mainly about picking up on the flags, picking up on stuff that you're feeling.
Yeah.
And dealing with it, running with it. Always good to improve. It's episode 249. One of the weird things that happened last week I made a note of is when we first started the podcast and I got a dog, I spoke about how I think I was going through some kind of NHS therapy of some kind. And I was trying to explain to them that my solution to my life is to slowly get stones from outside and bring a stone indoors. Yeah. And if I do that every day, life just becomes better. And then when I got a dog, the first thing she did was go into the garden and get a stone and bring it in. And I think my dog picked up on some of my weird mental stuff last week. Yeah. She brought a bird.
Oh.
Just a live bird into the living room. Which I was quite perplexed, but I haven't seen many owls in Stoke-on-Trent.
An owl?
Suddenly, it wasn't an owl. Wish it was. An owl or a bald eagle. No, it was just, I don't know birds, but it was like a very small bird, one that kind of like hops along the ground, which I guess all birds do.
Well, she just picked it up and gently brought it inside. Like, here you go, here's a little bit of outside chaos for you.
You think you've got it bad. This bird's freaking the fuck out. No, the bird was actually quite chill for being, what would you not carried by a dog, but almost consumed.
They go into a state of shock where you can do pretty much anything with them. Like they're so frightened. It's just.
I didn't know whether it was injured, but like I picked it up and took it outside, and it was kind of like fine.
Yeah.
And then, like, once I took it outside, I think there was some kind of very light cotton or something around its beak. So I was trying to get that, and it flew away. But yeah, it was kind of quite chill, and my dog was really impressed that she brought a bird in. She's like, "There's a bird in the house now."
Whenever you bring them in, they're already dead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I brought stones in to build the foundations. Now I'm bringing life in. What are you doing with your life, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, a French stick. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we got different priorities.
Jam,
right?
We've talked about this.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but this bird's fucking singing. I mean, I brought my own MP3 player now. Whatever it is.
God, sing us a song.
But yeah, it was weird because I didn't see the bird at first because you don't look for birds in your living room.
No.
But the dog was, very like, hey, check this out. Like, look, I mean, this is amazing. What the hell is going on? Can't believe I've done this. That was quite cool. So yeah, it's a bird in the house. A bird in the house, French stick.
Solid.
Dog. Solid. How are you, Steve?
I'm all right. You need to get that on a soundbite.
But then it's that Bill Burr Monday morning podcast. Just
checking in on you.
And just checking in on you. Yeah, it's just like a nice little way to signal the beginning. Yeah, how are you, Steve?
Yeah, good. Getting into the whole routine of dog owning and shit.
Of dogging.
It's going well. We found out he's pretty fine with fireworks. Doesn't really give a fuck about loud noises and shit, which is good.
We discuss. We're getting into the routine. Wake up in the morning, feed the dog, fire some fireworks at him, and then we go for a wander.
Yeah, and he was fine.
He's fine with it. He's a bit confused.
It was someone else setting him off after the England match.
Right.
But if this comes out afterwards, after tonight, it might have been that England match. But the Denmark one.
Yeah, the final is in like 4 hours or something.
Yeah, it's the only time.
This record.
I can't remember the last time I actually watched a football match like properly, but like I'm going round to Vicky's families to watch tonight.
Oh, nice.
I don't really give a fuck, but I think it'd be. It seems like it would be nice for the country right now to have something that we all agree on.
I think football definitely it's definitely an English thing that brings the country together. I haven't watched any of the matches so far.
Oh no, actually, I saw I did see the Denmark one. Was it the Denmark one?
Yeah. With the controversial penalty.
Oh wait, no. So it wasn't the Denmark one. It was the one before that, where we scored in the first minute, something like that.
Oh.
And then in the first minute of the second half as well. I can't remember what it was. I don't do football, so it's all like just watching different people running. To me, I don't get it. So there were people letting off fireworks after that match, and he didn't give two fucks. Like, so he was fine. So that's good. But I always feel like with shit like that is like, I understand why you'd be afraid of that, but I also think you're scared of it because when things went off, your people came up to you and were like, "No, it's okay, don't worry, no." But it's like if they pick up on your energy and it reinforces it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, just if there's shit going on that it hasn't experienced before, just chill the fuck out, and generally the dog will chill the fuck out as well.
Yeah. I mean, I took my dog to see a horse today. There's a random horse that lives in like near my house.
Right.
A horse and a llama, but the llama wasn't there. I think the horse defeated the llama today or something. But yeah, like it's the same thing with, it just picks up on your energy. If I'm calm with the horse was convulsing for some reason. But like Honey was like, we're relaxed around this horse, it's all fine.
Whereas
if some people get excited around the horse, dogs get excited. Yeah. They keep shivering and convulsing.
Yeah.
It's probably a junk, what they call it in Stoke, monkey dust. It's a monkey dust horse.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's the drug of Stoke. I think
Monkey dust was
whenever there's like loads of deaths.
It was a really fucked up cartoon from BBC Three back in the day. Did you ever see it?
Rings a bell.
I've got it all somewhere on a hard drive. I'll fish it out for you because it would be your jam. I think it's just dark as fuck. It's great.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Anyway, didn't give a fuck about fireworks. Right. Didn't give a fuck about just anything really. He's been pretty bomb-proof. And then I took him to the pet shop and he shit himself. Like, not literally, but like there was like all nose to the ground and nose in the air at all the treats and I guess other dogs and shit that have been in there. And then he turned around and barked at like a stand of medication. And then
fuck that medication.
Yeah, and then he was just like down on the floor with his tail between his legs and just looking for a fucking way out and shit. It was like, Jesus, dude, what the fuck did someone do to you in a pet shop? But then I was like, well, maybe it's kind of because it was the first time he'd seen me in a mask since I'd picked him up from the shelter as well. So it's like, well, maybe he thinks I'm taking him back. I don't know. It just smells like dogs and dog treats.
That's the abandoning me mask.
Yeah. So that was a bit weird, but I'm just going to take him there every week until he gets the fuck over it.
Yeah, well, it's just weird. Lots of animals being on lead. That's the only.
There was no other animals in there.
Yeah, dogs on leads are weird. Well, there was that medication monster stand, right? That was probably chained to the wall to stop people from stealing it, I'd imagine. Yeah,
and the broom as well. Like he didn't attack it. And he wasn't scared of it, but like, we've got this broom that we keep it in a closet and it extends so we can get it in a smaller cupboard basically because we haven't got a big tall
Transformer
cupboard.
broom.
And he was watching it, and then as I extended it, he goes, "Whoa!"
It blew my mind.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, but then he just kind of like followed me around, like nose to the broom, like just watching me sweep up this stuff. But it wasn't attacking it. It was just like, interested. It was good.
How do you compact yourself so when I can't? I guess he's trying to figure out the mechanics of the compactable broom. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds lovely. Sounds good.
But no, it's been all right. It's been all right. We still haven't. I haven't had like a shoot day yet where I've been like out for half the day or anything like that. So we'll see. We've got to kind of get to that point and see how he does there.
Right.
And we're trying to get him to listen to Vix more as well because I do most of the walks, which means most of the training out of the house as well. So he's like attached at the hip to me, but has trouble listening to Vix at the minute. But it's been like 2 weeks, if that. So it's kind of 10 days. So it's not even settled in yet, I imagine.
Yeah, I always found it with Honey anyway that going out for periods of time was fine for her. It was just more difficult for me.
Yeah.
It just felt weird. But then, I was in a position of leaving her at home alone, whereas you probably leaving her with somebody or somebody coming by at some point. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sure you'll be fine. Oh, yeah. So, it's 249. Steve's good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You making a plan, Steve?
Not yet.
Not yet, but the plan is to make a plan. That's good.
I wrote it there so I'd see it when I came in. No, I didn't see it.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's good that you've seen it.
It's failed to plan is the plan failed. So talk about the bird dog. We talked briefly about the football. This football's good. I haven't watched any of it, but I've felt better. I felt the positives of doing well in the tournament for whatever reason. I've always used to watch the Euros and the World Championships to get really into it. It's just at the moment there's nowhere to go to watch it really.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird lockdowny stuff, but might see if I can get hold of it this evening. But the Facebook, the National Centre for Domestic Violence made a post this week that says if England get beaten, so will she. This is obviously the domestic violence campaign that we've experienced before in Stoke.
Yeah, we had this. We had this pretty much printed on a T-shirt, didn't we?
Yeah, I've still got the shirt somewhere. It was hanging up at one point, and it was like Stoke-on-Trent City Council or something, or police force, and it was like a beaten team is no excuse for a beaten partner.
Yeah,
and so it's like people getting emotional and aggressive during the football.
But you've got to let it out somehow.
Well, the thing I found funny is that the statistics they give is domestic violence increases 26% when England play. So when England play, there's 26% more domestic violence, which rises to 38% if they lose. So if England win, domestic violence goes up 26%. So people celebrate by beating the shit out of the ones they love.
Well, could it not be that that when England are playing, there are simultaneously more people are smashed? Could it not be an alcohol thing? That seems more likely to me.
Maybe it could also just be like Could also just be like, I'm trying to watch the game. We can talk about this afterwards, but it's the semi-final, and I just want to watch it. Okay?
Yeah, you said that you wanted to watch it with me, so let's watch together.
You better be quiet.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't. There's a lot. I think we said before.
A what?
Anti-Semitism, lynching,
a
football
themed cocktail. No. You have a wine, I'll have a beer, and we'll both shut up.
This isn't Eurovision. I'm not wearing a flag. All right, let me watch it. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, there's only it's like, let's say, 45 minutes, the first half of gritting your teeth. Like then it's just the cramp kicks in, and you have to be able to relax.
Well, it's just I don't understand. Well, I guess it's just if they're playing, not necessarily if they're winning. But if England's winning in a major football tournament, it feels like you wouldn't punch people as much.
Yeah.
But I guess that people are in bad relationships with bad people.
Yeah.
And I guess they watch football, they give a punch. So yeah, if you don't get punched by your partner during the football, please. Or if you do, don't be in that relationship anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little funny statistic I found. So, I mean, there's loads of other news bits. I've been a bit lax with audience participation, so there's a bunch of audience stuff in here as well. But I've got one other thing. I didn't know. Do you know about the Congleton cannibal?
No.
No? Yeah, Congleton cannibal.
That's pretty close.
It was a sister. Yeah, it was. Well, apparently it was in 1776,
oh, right, okay.
Which was like the birth of America and Congleton. The butcher's assistant gruesomely murdered a singer, Anne Smith, in Priesty Fields in Congleton. He said he wanted to try human flesh because he heard it resembled young pigs. Oh,
I could see why a butcher would get curious about that. There's only so you sample a lot of different meats and all of that. Like, I can understand why you get curious.
Yeah, but like there's the difference. There's a curiosity for tasting human flesh, and then there's the preamble of murdering and decompiling a person.
Yeah.
In order to cook. Like if you were offered the opportunity to taste human flesh, that's one thing. But if you're like, I'm curious about human flesh, let's murder that woman who's too close to the canal.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bit of a leap.
Yeah.
In other articles extracted from the Congleton and Macclesfield Mercury and Cheshire General Advertiser from 1889, which is like over 100 years later, but I guess news was a slow news week held onto the British newspaper archive. It reported how Thorley boiled the pork and ate part of it for breakfast. Boiled meat for breakfast.
It's like ham, isn't it? Ham is boiled 1700s. Meat,
is it?
Yeah. You can roast it, but boiled ham is a big thing.
You just boil. It's like a leg, isn't it, or something, and then sliced. Yeah. Just boiled. I've never boiled meat.
Well,
I don't think in any circumstance.
But I mean, if you think about it, a stew is kind of boiled meat. It's just boiled in gravy.
Yeah, but like the gravy's made from the parts of the stew, isn't it? It's not like you just boil the beef and then the gravy and that comes out of it.
If you take all the water out of it,
boil the vegetables, put the stock into it. That's true. There's liquid in it. I mean, there's water in the human body. I'm not going to deny that, but don't boil your meat for breakfast, please. However, he found that it disagreed with him, so he asked an old woman to throw it away.
Disagreed with him? Was that before or after he'd murdered her?
Well, he ate her. Yeah. Just, it's not sitting that well with me, all this guilt.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to react badly, isn't it? Human flesh.
You meant to, I think they studied like tribes and stuff that were exclusively cannibals or something.
Well, you reject organs that aren't yours when they're not put in your stomach.
Yeah.
So, like, your body just doesn't want other people.
But they ended up with, like, skin lesions and all kinds of horrific shit.
Yeah, just body freaking out. So, ask an old woman to throw it away. Old woman, please throw away this. I think it was her tongue. Throw his tongue away. Thorley was described as a man of furious temper and dangerous to affront or banter.
That's what you want in a butcher?
Dangerous banter. yeah, furious. Dangerous to banter. Don't make jokes with this guy. I'm pretty sure, I left it out the notes, but I'm pretty sure, he cut off her head, legs, and thighs, which I thought was weird. I thought a thigh was part of a leg. I think it was her tongue. He had a bit of that for breakfast. So the Congleton Cannibal, a little bit of history for you. A little bit of the Congleton Cannibal. Anyway, on to some audience participation stuff this week. I think I'm a big fan of this. A teenager has been found guilty of murdering two sisters in a park after making a deal with the devil.
Okay.
So he made a deal with the devil where basically he wanted to win the lottery and become more successful with women. And so he signed a deal with Satan in his own blood that if he sacrificed 6 women a year, then he'd win the lottery and be more successful with women. So he went out and he, to be fair, if you've got a contract, if you've got a job to do, it's good to stick to the agreed terms. It's just Satan apparently just disagreed with him like a singer's tongue. Bibba Henry and her sister Nicole Smallman had been celebrating Bibba's 46th birthday. I didn't know she was 46. She didn't look 46. Last June when they were attacked and stabbed to death in Wembley, North London. He made a bizarre pact with Satan to kill women in return for winning the lottery. Everyone wants to win the lottery.
It's not bizarre.
It's not bizarre to want to win the lottery. It's weird to draw up a contract with Satan.
Was it signed?
Yeah. Well, he signed it in his own blood, I guess.
Okay.
I can't remember all the terms for Satan.
Well, I mean, you can't just tie Satan into a contract if he hasn't signed it.
Yeah, you can't marry someone if you never met them. There's got to be some kind of
He should have had a lawyer.
Party.
Or at least a solicitor to go over his Satanic contract.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think his mental capacity wasn't quite there. As one of the detective chief inspectors said, Simon Harding, the senior officer in charge of the investigation, said Hussein promised to sacrifice at least 6 women every 6 months. So not every year.
Oh, so he's got like a subscription model.
Yeah, like a Netflix. Yeah, or like a biannual kind of thing. Detectives found the letter, which was signed in his own blood, when they searched his bedroom. The letter read, "For the mighty King Lucifuge Rofacal." I've never heard Lucifuge or Lucifuga.
Yeah, I think at some point,
Rofocal.
as long as you put like the little starry symbol on it, you can just write whatever you want and people will get it. You just make shit up.
As long as you have the Lucy part.
Yeah, and plus, well, that's another thing. It's like, well, you're so not only are you tying the devil into the contract, you're also changing his name. Like,
well, to be fair, apparently it's a reference to the treasurer of hell.
Oh,
now I don't know.
Well, okay, that seems a bit more official. Yeah, this is the guy that looks after the money, which I'm guessing. I mean, in hell terms, that's souls, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and it's not like he's not going directly to Lucifer. He's going to some kind of like intern.
Yeah,
Lucifuge.
The guy that works in the post room.
Yeah, he's just like, come on, mate, if you wouldn't mind. The mighty king.
Just
big him up a little
you
bit.
deliver the mail. Just slip this under his door, like he's giving a mixtape to a record producer. Yeah.
He's sitting outside the toilets trying to chat with someone to try and boost his career. The contract went on to describe performing a minimum of 6 sacrifices every 6 months for as long as I am free and physically capable. So he's given himself a nice little get-out-of-jail-free card there, right?
Yeah.
He's like, look, I can't murder 6 people every 6 months if I'm feeling a bit under the weather.
Yeah. Or if I'm in jail.
Or if I'm, I've sprained my ankle. I'm not
free and physically able
to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
It added sacrifice only women, build a temple for you, do everything that I've promised. I've got to build a temple as well.
Right.
Fair enough. Underlined underneath with the words "for me," and then win the Mega Millions super jackpot. It's got to be not the Euro Millions, it's got to be the Mega Millions super jackpot.
Yeah.
It continued to receive fruitful rewards for the future sacrifices I make to you. The rewards could consist of wealth and power, to never be suspected of any crimes by the police, and also that the police will never know of any crimes that I have done and I will do.
Oh, you can't arrest me. I've got a deal.
I've got a contract.
Look,
contract
don't
says
know.
You don't even
you
know I'm
don't
in.
know.
Yeah. And again, it's quite good to keep this in the contract. It's like, look, I'll murder people, but I'm never going to get caught, right? Yeah.
I'll do the deal. You just, hide the evidence. Deal?
Yeah. A second letter to the devil was also found in the teenager's bedroom, promising similar sacrifices in return for better luck with the opposite sex.
Okay.
Police think it's just like the sisters who were murdered were just unfortunately in the wrong place. They weren't specifically targeted. Throughout the investigation, Hussein refused to cooperate with police, eventually claiming through his defence team that he hadn't killed the sisters. He claimed that his blood, who was found at the murder scene, was because he was attacked in the park, the same day by some random guy.
Yeah, I was killed.
Well, I was stabbed. But then this is the lines I like. DCI Harding said his claims were a little bit ridiculous and blown apart by the discovery of letters and contracts to the devil, penned in his own handwriting and signed in his own blood. So you didn't kill them, but you promised and signed a contract to kill random people that we found in your home. And, CCTV footage of you covered in blood or like walking away with... Oh, yeah, he got his trousers were covered in blood from all the stabbing.
Just use the Prince Andrew defence of just being like, well, I don't have any blood.
Yeah. Not for many years,
no.
Actually, because I was fired at in the fucking war. Apparently the 2 girls were in a park playing with fairy lights at night, which I thought was a bit weird. But
I mean, that in itself is a bit satanic.
Yeah.
That would be... I mean,
fairies.
you'd be accused of being a witch if it was like 200 years ago. But mostly because you invented electricity somehow.
Yeah, and without a plug.
Yeah.
You know, it's just carrying it around. This is the bit that I find funny as a good, like, detective. You know, the detectives on this case. The senior investigator said Hussein's motive was so bizarre it felt like the plot of a movie. Straight away after he's killed the sister, he goes and buys lottery tickets. He's carrying on his contract, which is disturbing because he hasn't completed the first part of the contract yet.
Yeah.
Like, he's subscribed to 6 murders every 6 months. Or whatever the figure was. So he's killed 2, and he's already expecting for the contract to be complete.
Yeah.
So what's this guy's motive? What's this guy's think? I don't know what they teach you about it in police school. But he's got to kill another 4 in those 6 months. But fortunately, because he'd hurt his hand so much and wasn't able to use it properly, we got to him and stopped him before he could harm anyone else. So a bit preemptive of him to sign a contract of kill 6 women, build a temple.
Yeah.
Right, then you could win the mega millions. He's only killed 2, and he's already gone out and done it.
Yeah, he could kill them.
Bloody
he could kill more people in prison, I suppose.
Only women. You can't build a temple in prison. Not
right,
really.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I was going to get a lottery ticket.
What about trans people? How does the devil feel about that? Like, is the devil one of these trans women or women people? Because if he is,
well, they say that the devil's in the details, right? And there's a lot of details that go into gender identity, so I'm sure the devil's probably involved in some way. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Satanist drew up a contract and then tried to cash it in early after murdering women with fairy lights.
It would have been so good if he'd won.
Yeah. And then suddenly, like, the case just gets dropped like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's kind of got away with it under mysterious satanic circumstances for some reason.
We don't have any...
Police just forgot what happened. Yeah. Have you followed the Bill Cosby thing at all?
Yeah, and I understand it. And as far as following the letter of the law goes, he should have been let go. But it's shit. It sucks.
It's weird because it kind of feels like I think that I've only seen a very few amount of podcasts talk about it. I haven't really looked into it myself, but apparently there's suspicion that maybe the same thing's going to happen with Harvey Weinstein, and it's like apparently with these cases.
Like do you know why he got let out?
I think it's the only explanation I've heard is that, like, so he was basically convicted on the public opinion and not as much on the facts of what was occurring. So people kind of, you know, did that. That's the only thing I've heard.
So
I don't know how real it is.
It was basically, he was convicted on a single count, I think it was, or like one of the cases, because all the rest, which definitely happened, were already past the statute of limitations or whatever. So there was... like, which is ridiculous. Why is there a statute of limitations on fucking date rape? I don't know.
That is
it's stupid. But
yeah, but it was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
fucking get over it.
But you don't get that with murder. Like,
no.
So they basically said, look, if you tell us all the details about this, we won't prosecute you for it. And they did that in court in order to kind of round out the details of the case, and he came fully clean about everything that happened and everything like that. And then, in another case, the prosecutors prosecuted him for the stuff that he put forth in that, and he went to prison for it. And it never should have happened, because he shouldn't, by the law, he shouldn't have been prosecuted for it. He's still a fucking arsehole. He's still a fucking evil man, and he still did all this horrific shit. But by the letter of the law, he shouldn't have gone to prison on that. And he was fucking let go for it, which is it's shit.
Yeah, but he confessed. And we promised not to do anything if he did confess. Yeah, but he confessed. Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, but he confessed to, like, horrific crimes that people have, like, suffered a lot for. Yeah, but we promised.
The prosecution fucked up. It's not because he didn't do it. It's because they fucked up. He got out on a technicality. But the difference is he's parading around and being like, see, I was innocent. It's like, no, you admitted that you did it.
That you confessed. Yeah, but I was innocent in the confession. What? You still confess to a horrible, horrible thing. Oh, yeah, but still.
Yeah. And now he's on about going back on tour.
Go back on tour with his fucking jumper.
Yeah.
It's a weird world. It's a weird world.
So strange.
Yeah, something Bill Cosby. So yeah, Satanists and Bill Cosby. I think that was something towards. You don't see enough Satanists. You don't see enough Bill Cosby anymore. But anyway, in other news, on to the audience. That was audience participation, and the rest is as well. The boss of an adult entertainment company has offered employees half-hour daily masturbation breaks after finding they had become agitated during lockdown. Go have a wank. have your afternoon wank and then come back to
half
work.
an hour.
Oh yeah, they've got is it Amazon started adding like meditation booths into their warehouses because people kept killing themselves?
Yeah.
And it was just like a phone box that you just stood in and like it played ambient music or something like that. They've got basically something similar but with wanking. in Erica Lust Films.
Christ.
And she's set up a private masturbation station
for the crew.
At the office in Barcelona. That's the employees. I don't think it's like the studio.
So it's for anybody involved on set that is getting aroused but not receiving any kind of release. So it's like, but the guy holding the camera and the sound guy.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I never thought about it as like it's an adult entertainment company. I didn't think of it as like the film set where people are watching people having sex and having a hormonal
that's
reaction.
The only thing that I can figure. But I would assume that after a few days, you'd just become kind of desensitized to it all.
Hang on, wasn't this isn't Smack the Pony? Isn't this a Smack the Pony sketch?
I don't know.
I
never watched it.
Was it Smack the Pony with Simon Pegg? I think it was. And it was like, you had to stop wanking. Oh, look, guys, we're going to have to stop wanking in the office. Yeah, it was. I think it was Smack the Pony. But yeah, it's definitely an English comedy sketch where it was like, guys, we're going to have to stop wanking in the office. Like, oh, for God's sake. And it's like how inconvenient it is and how everything's going well. But yeah, this woman's doing it for real. She's hoping to normalise masturbation by allowing her 36 members of staff a 30-minute break every day for some self-love. Now,
wait, 36 members of staff, a half hour each, and one cupboard.
And a lot of musk. Just a lot of sticky floors, I guess.
Fuck's sake.
Erica said, I value my employees and I know that when they feel good, we do good work. With the pandemic and the huge shift in how we live our lives, I began to notice that my employees have become somewhat agitated and but performing with less energy than before. I mean, sex is important, but I don't necessarily think... I mean, it would change your mood, right? If you went out and had sex and then came back. Yeah. You can change your mood, can give you a new burst of energy. I guess there's probably some
it's like trying to go shopping when you're hungry, I guess.
I never got that.
No?
I never got that. No, I've never had that in my life.
Does it not make you like...
I've thought about it.
I get it from time to time. I'm pretty good. If I've got a list, I'm fine. You just get what's on the list. But I will sometimes impulse buy if I'm hungry. I could really eat that right now and then just fucking buy it.
I don't really... I've never... Yeah, maybe I just haven't really been hungry enough. But I'm always at the task in hand. It's like, well, I need to do this. Yeah. And then I'll have something for the drive home. Yeah. I'll have a good can of passion fruit juice or something like that. But yes.
Right.
That'll solve me. Passion fruit juice is the shit, mate.
I've never had it.
You've never had passion fruit juice?
No.
Sorry, lapel mic's probably going mental. Oh. Passion fruit juice is the shit. Get some Rubicon passion fruit juice, mate. They do it at Big Tesco.
Oh, okay.
Big Tesco's gets Rubicon.
I'd have to go
sparkling passion fruit juice. It's incredibly sweet, but it's got less sugar in it than Coke and stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's not why I like it. I just worked in bars and used to chug passion fruit juice.
I used to. That was my favourite J2O, to be fair, the orange and passion fruit one.
Yeah. 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 It's just so sweet and so good. Erica launched the initiative to coincide with Masturbation Month. Did you know about Masturbation Month?
Wait, 30 minutes and now a month? A month?
Apparently, there's a whole month, like Black History Month, but dedicated to wanking.
I mean, we've only got 12 months. Like, can we just put it on something more important?
It's the month of May. All of May is masturbation month.
Look, at least make it like February when it's a bit cooler.
The Jedis get 1 day in May.
Yeah.
They get 1 day.
Yeah.
Masturbation gets however many days there are in May. I've got nothing against masturbation. It's just like, I think like she's putting a lot more emphasis on how, societally important it is. But I guess sexual management, right, is very important to people's health. But her employees are happy with the new rules. One claiming it claims it helps to relieve stress.
I understood.
Kat, who is head of communications and content at the company, said, "Picture this." Fucking stupid thing for a communications and content manager to say. I'm the head of content. Picture this, film idea, screenwriting idea. A team of happy employees with their creative juices flowing and being productive because they've had some time scheduled to make themselves feel good.
Just do it in the morning. Just do it before you go to work. I don't know. Why do you need a wank cupboard? Like, you just... I understand, like, you've got to stop to have lunch.
Yeah, stop to have lunch.
But then,
have, like,
at the same time, when I go to work, I'm not watching people fucking all day.
Well, I never thought about it that way. It could very well be that way. I just assumed it was like in an office environment, like doing the social media management of the stuff. But even if they're doing that right, they're probably promoting videos
every part
of
of that company will be watching porn.
Well, she wants to introduce this to all corporations.
No reason to watch. Yeah.
It's all done in porn emojis. But she wants other companies to adopt the masturbation cupboard routine. She thinks it's societally very impactful.
I'm not for shaming people. Like, I understand that side of things. It's like it should be like you should be free to kind of like do perfectly natural things without being shamed for it. But I mean, why at work? For most people, like if you were really, really hard up, there's still bathrooms in these places.
Well, like, I mean, if you take something more acceptable, right, like a shower is rejuvenating, right? Imagine if they had showers in your office.
A lot of them do now.
Encouraged to go have a shower. Yeah, that's kind of more accepted. It's kind of more like, oh, it's not that weird. People cycle to work, walk to work, and need a shower. Go away and do that. That would still be a little bit odd, but just like a shared cupboard where you all dedicate and pencil in, like, who has to clean that cupboard?
Yeah.
All that. It just seems like a strange... But it just seems like maybe it's a bit taboo. But the thing I find funny is, and this isn't a remark on myself, but, like, I think there's a lot of... sex is a very complicated thing, so I think some people who masturbate are probably not going in to feel good about themselves. Like the Congleton cannibal, right? When he was having a wank, I don't think he was necessarily, having a joyful time and coming out of it feeling better. He was probably just going in there to focus on eating and not really agreeing with human flesh.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of someone going in there like to cry wank or something and then coming out being like, well, I guess I better get on with the rest of my work.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the perfect medicine for a stressful day at work. Go wank in that cupboard.
It's healthier than drinking, I suppose.
What, instead of go have a shot of tequila at the bar, go have a wank in the office wank cupboard?
Well, so, as in, like, people use alcohol to self-medicate for like stressful days and stuff. So, like,
that's true.
It's healthier to be able to do that, I suppose. But
it's healthier to wank in the HR department or wherever this booth is.
I just don't think it's something that needs normalising. I think that's a stretch. Yeah,
well, it's just like it's the thing is there's other issues with this with it that are like some people don't want to be like their computer to be next to the wank cupboard. They've got to feel a bit put off.
Yeah, it's like when you go to a restaurant and they put you next to the kitchen. Like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Or the toilets. Just all people coming and going all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to hear all the noises and the clunking and the and the
maybe they
seeping,
play.
whatever it is.
They must play some kind of music, I mean, it's not gonna. And it's gonna be so fucking weird to be like go into a cupboard, no windows, no anything, and just like there might
no windows in the cupboard. Sorry, you always wank by the window. I remember now. Yeah, you always like to look out and check out.
It's a power play. Yeah. It's just like one light bulb and a mop bucket. It's like this isn't. This
isn't the most romantic of
things, and just like music piped in over an old like tinny speaker, just like saxophone.
And I mean, imagine doing this at, I don't know, like a paper chase, some kind of like birthday card retail shop. Oh yeah, there's a wank closet out
back.
Back.
If you go past the cards for like 4 and 5 year olds, there's like a beaded curtain. You just go through there.
Just go through there and de-stress.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm
sure there's sides to it, but maybe it's more of a do it in your own. Like, but then is that being taboo? Is that making it taboo? Is like saying you shouldn't do it in a public situation? I guess it is. But
you
I
get
guess
prosecuted for doing it in a public place.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like it's by adding a negative energy to it, you are tabooing it, but I think maybe there is a place for society to taboo things that they don't want done in public. And this, seems like a reasonable request. But yeah. In other news, an Italian artist, I can't remember whether we covered this. I know I read it. The Italian artist has been making waves over the past few days with his boundary-pushing piece titled Lo Sono, which recently sold for £18,000. And it's an invisible statue.
Oh, God.
So it is sold
nothing.
Yeah. which has got its place. I can completely understand it. It's the same reason, like, you know, loads of stuff sells, not necessarily for the product, but like, you know, if you buy something, it's that compartmentalization. It's like people with, I imagine people with some form of OCD, but you know, if you get in a routine, stuff like lucky socks, like there is a genuine, I think, like benefit to if you feel lucky, you will perform better and have a higher success chance. So like if you play a sport and you've got a lucky routine before the match, if you do your lucky routine in the match, you will perform better because your brain won't worry about other things because it will believe in yourself because you've been lucky. Right. So if you could buy something that would help you, I'm not against people buying nothing. If they're buying the idea, right? They're buying the concept,
right?
Or they're investing something
unless
into
a concept is going to make me money, I'm not going to spend $20 million on it or whatever the fuck they. How much did they sell it for?
This was 18 grand.
Okay, well, all right, fair enough. 18 grand, a bit more reasonable.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money. Yeah, still a lot of money.
You could buy a whole lot of like new car, or you could get a down payment on a good house. Like,
sure, I mean it's definitely still a substantial amount of money, but it's it's like if if somebody what's that it's like buying an art piece. Like you don't need to own art, but if you feel like your life will be bettered because of owning art and you feel like you do that, then fair enough. According to ArtNet, Lo Sono went up for sale last month at the Italian auction house. The invisible sculpture was expected to rack in between $6,000 and $9,000.
Okay.
They expected it to sell for $9,000. For $9,000. That's quite funny. That's quite predictable. These people are fucking stupid. They'll buy this nothingness, right?
$9,000.
But the hype surrounding the item pushed the final selling price to $18,000. The hype of nothing.
What?
The hype of all this nothingness. That is pretty good. He likes to think of the sculpture. The artist likes to think of the sculpture as a vacuum. Because it's absent of everything, right? The buyer has not been identified, but has said he will receive... Hang on, I lost my place. But has reportedly he'll receive a certificate of authenticity of nothing, right, as well as a set of instructions on how to display the work. Well, it's got to be a northeast-facing wall, and it's got to be surrounded by polyaluminium glass or whatever.
Christ.
He reports he's encouraged to exhibit the invisible work in a private house in a roughly 5 by 5 foot space free of obstruction.
I'm not even angry at the artist. This guy that's bought it is a cunt.
Well, it's pretty funny.
I can't wait to show my friends.
This is my nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, how long would you spend looking at it? Does he expect to bring his friends? Maybe that's a joke. I spent 18 grand on that. Show some respect.
Boy, it's true nothingness.
Yeah. Where's your nothingness?
Absolute nothingness. Yeah, I've got more nothing than you. What does that mean? I don't know. It is a work that asks you to activate the power of the imagination, a power that anyone has, even those who don't believe they have it.
So's a pen.
Yeah, you could conceptualize anything into imagination, right? But it's just, I'm not necessarily shitting on people buying an artwork of nothing. I'm sure there's lots of benefits you can get from many different pieces of art that can't be visibly monetized. But it seems funny that it comes with a set of display instructions. Yeah. This is how you display
keep out of direct sunlight, or it'll fade.
Or it'll reflect. Don't put it in glasses that magnify, because it will end the world. Yeah. Don't magnify it.
Like timesing by 0.
Won't work. Another thing from the audience is, have you ever heard of Operation Blue Peacock?
No.
It was in the Cold War, apparently. In the 1950s, the UK designed a nuclear landmine that they would place in Western Germany to stop a hypothetical Soviet assault. A landmine that was nuclear.
Christ.
Don't step on that. Fucking hell. Like, stop dropping from the sky, just plant them in the ground. But long story short, the issue they had was, if you plant a nuclear landmine in the earth, it'll get so cold that the electronics will stop working. So they had to come up with some kind of way to keep it, somewhat warm. So they put a chicken in it. And the body heat of the chicken kept the nuclear landmine warm enough to operate for a week.
That's good. So before the chicken starved to death, or?
They gave it food, and water and stuff. But yeah, they expected to live for a week. I guess, it's underground, probably oxygen.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I don't know, does the clucking give away a nuclear landmine?
Maybe.
What's that noise?
Yeah, I don't know. And the chicken's going to be pretty fucking surprised when it hatches.
Yeah, put an egg in it and just leave it. The birds will be put inside the casing of the bomb, given seed to keep them alive, and stopped from pecking at the wiring. So they gave them food not just to keep them alive, but to stop them from eating the nuclear landmine.
Why wouldn't you just cover the wires up?
Oh, you can't. Nuclear landmines can't be chicken-proof. The chicken's body heat would be enough to maintain the triggering mechanisms. In all, the chickens would be estimated to survive for a week, after which time the bomb would return to a possibly cooled and inoperable state.
Okay.
I mean, the 50s were a weird time.
Yeah.
This was before the sexual revolution of the masturbation booths.
Yeah.
I mean, throw a chicken in a landmine, maybe that'll work.
We invented a nuclear landmine. And there's no way to keep it warm. Well, we've got radiators, but on the other hand, Joe reckons that we could use a chicken. I mean,
what's wrong with that?
I mean, come on.
Yeah, the
it's
chicken
the 50s.
will last a week.
This is what we do.
Yeah, we're doing mental shit. Nuclear landmines.
We got nuclear. Like
you
just made a nuclear bomb. Dave's still in black and white.
The landmine could create a crater 375 feet in diameter, according to American Digest. American Digest got hold of it and calculated the blast radius of a nuclear landmine from the 50s.
Is this the chicken-propelled nuclear landmine or just the regular nuclear landmine?
I mean, the idea that it's just going to last a week is you just leave the chicken in there and then you run away and hope, and after a week it's just inoperable.
Yeah.
Probably. But they're still finding mines and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Imagine if it's like Castaway, where they find the nuclear landmine and the chicken has just survived and kept going. And
where the fuck have you been?
Of destroying Western Germany. Yeah.
I had to learn to farm.
But I've had to figure out I had to figure out how to do email. I never thought of chicken had to do that. By 1958, after the production of only 2 prototypes, only two chicken-powered nuclear landmines, Operation Blue Peacock was abandoned. So they tried it twice and then they decided to give up.
Christ.
It's quite harsh.
Yeah.
Landmines are a war crime now, I think, aren't they?
No idea.
War crimes.
It could be.
I think so. Probably a Princess Diana thing. You know, she got that fountain in a park.
Yeah.
Now she's a war crime. Lastly from the audience, although I don't necessarily think this is the audience, but it's an email we received.
All right.
Hi, Pulling Teeth. It's Percy from Beige Records.
Beige.
Beige Records. Can you think of anything that's bland and with as little like artistic and creative input as possible? Yeah, beige.
Yeah. Ironically, beige
is good
because we're so wacky.
Yeah. Here at Beige Records, we're all about helping artists make it in the industry. We've made getting the support you need more streamlined and less complicated so you can keep more of the royalties. We're looking to add a few new artists to our roster. I just find it funny because I'm sure that, we've received lots of random spammy, you want more YouTube?
Yeah.
We get you more YouTube.
Yeah.
Come with us, it's great. That kind of that thing. And then you get these kind of like well-written ones that some people probably get very excited about. Not like podcasters, because it's obviously not aimed at podcasters. But yeah, I mean, apparently you can probably reach out to sponsors. I've heard that, say something like ZipRecruiter is because of the way that it's marketed, is something that could be done. But maybe we could also work with Beige Records. Try and figure out what kind of bland music they're putting out there.
Maybe it's a surname, like Jeff Beige. Maybe it's like... It could be. Named after the founder.
Yeah, we could jump on this train early, become part of the Beige Empire.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of old Eastern military superpower.
Yeah.
The Beige Empire.
Beige teeth.
And slowly and unexcitingly take over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been scouting across SoundCloud for the past few weeks and came across us. We usually reach out directly, but after listening to it and seeing your email, we thought we'd give you an email. I don't think you listen to us. I don't think we're that marketable.
No. I don't know why a record company is coming for a podcast.
For an hour and a half song. I think it's add a different filter, Percy from Beige.
Yeah.
And maybe you could play our episode on your music channel or your music record label, whatever it is. But yeah, that's it, Percy. No, go fuck yourself. It's probably the right way to react, right?
I'm not sure he exists.
No, he's probably just some bored employee in a masturbation company.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll send an email.
He's too depressed. He's too depressed to go through with it, so he just tried to start a record company. I'll just do this for my half an hour a day.
Christ.
I guess it's not that different to a smoking break, right? There's a whole controversy when I was working in restaurants that smokers got more breaks than non-smokers.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird. Like you're funding an addict.
Yeah.
I've never been in a place where you got a smoke
societal.
break. No.
Well, I worked in lots of places where you were told that it was legally mandated. Like if you worked an 8-hour shift, you were meant to have a half an hour break and 2 15-minute breaks or something like that between certain age brackets.
Right. Okay.
And that is never fulfilled. Never.
No.
Anywhere I worked.
No, I did. Yeah, I did. All my office jobs were like 8-hour days with a half-hour lunch. And then fuck all else, which is fine. It's like I mean, don't pay me for. I don't want you to pay me for doing nothing, but I'd like.
Why not?
Because I just feel skeezy. But like, I don't mind like the 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon thing. Like, I think that's necessary. I would feel so fucking drained. Even if I was enjoying my work, I'd just be fucking dead by the end of the day.
Yeah,
and it's how most people
mental space
work. I don't get it now.
What's that whole thing of going to make a cup of tea or something? It's like, as much as it is about getting a drink, it's also taking a moment to step away.
Yeah, it's about getting out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that's me and mainly the audience this week. I did have other articles, but they weren't as good as Nuclear Landmine Chicken.
No, that's pretty solid. Yeah. I've got a few.
So I should mention then, if you want to send us any news articles or anything, it's wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com.
Excellent.
If you find anything interesting, or as some people do, just message me on Facebook. Message the podcast. So that's over to you.
Officials on the Isles of Scilly have issued a ban to Wally the Walrus this week after he sank several pleasure boats in the harbour.
Yeah. That was one of the ones I had. It was like, the headline was like, Wally the Walrus no longer welcome. It's like, not welcome.
And why'd you give him such a fun name?
Yeah, especially if you don't want him to feel welcome. Don't name him then.
He didn't have a name until, like, of course he's going to come back. You named him.
Especially with a name like Wally, you're going to look for him. So, just leave him out of it. Call him, I don't know, Gregory or something, and tell him to go fuck himself.
The animal called Wally has sunk or damaged a number of vessels on St. Mary's in the Isles of Scilly since arriving in June. The walrus, a species more commonly found in the Arctic, had travelled over 2,500 miles along the coast of Western Europe, including Wales and Cornwall, over the last 4 months. After consulting with the National Atmospheric and Oceanic Administration in Alaska, measures being considered are barriers to stop him boarding the boats and acoustic deterrents above and below the water. So they're just going to play like Enya and just be like, fuck off.
Just really depressing walrus music.
Yeah.
Just going to play Tusk.
In Tenby, Wales, Wally reacted to air horns to move him off the lifeboat slipway, but he became used to these. I actually quite like the air horns.
What wasn't a fan of it at first, but it's an
acquired taste.
It really does grow on you.
Yeah,
really resonates.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll make the top 40. It's a bit more niche, but it's my jam. I like it. But yeah, poor Wally the Walrus. He's been shooed off every island. Just fuck off back to your walrus kind.
Yeah, go away. Yeah. This is silly island. Yeah. We don't deal with you.
They don't like me. You don't like me. Oh, what's a walrus to do? I just wanted to.
Like the Eeyore
to spend a day on a boat. And
I just wanted to make friends.
Yeah, and.
I thought I was friends. You call me by my first name all the time.
Yeah, I dream of a house by the ocean.
It's filled with the musical sounds of air horns.
The most irritating neighbour in the world.
Yeah. Air horns all full blast.
Yeah. It'd be amazing. In other news, Natalie Dendry, who was banned for owning animals for life in 2018 after punching her ferret, Posh Spice, has been caught... has been caught walking a dog.
What was the dog's name? Ronan Keating? Some other stupid member of a band?
I don't know. That whole headline was just ridiculous. Banned for life from punching a ferret called Posh Spice.
Yeah. It's a great name for something, though, to be fair, when you think about it. Especially something that you can shout out in anger.
Yeah.
Get off that trouser leg, Posh Spice.
Yeah. And just the temerity, she's been caught walking a dog.
She's been caught walking outside, tied to a dog.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Despite being given the ban and a community order, Dendry was spotted by a police officer walking a dog on a lead. The order was made on the 2nd of November 2018, and it disqualified the defendant from keeping all animals, owning them, or controlling them.
Well, to be fair, I guess it makes sense, right? Because she's an animal abuser.
Yeah. Oh, no, it makes sense. It's just
the animal. Yeah.
It's not common that you hear such outrage about everyday things. She was walking a dog.
She's buying milk.
Yeah, you're banned for life from buying milk.
Yeah. You punched milk in the face.
Yeah. But that was so that was the thing that I think that she was saying, like, basically I was walking a dog, but it's not mine, and it's like, and the whole ban was like, you're not allowed to control animals either. Banned from controlling animals.
You'll punch them in the face.
So she can't farm.
Can't have this.
Her farming career is over.
Yeah, she can't, grow, vegetables, because lots of vegetables come near animals. You can't. Pesticides are a way of controlling animals, right? Her crops would be ruined.
Yeah. Here's
agriculturally, she's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pastorally as well. Is pastorally religious or farming?
Like pastures. A pasture is I don't know.
So a pasture is like a box with an animal in it, I think, basically, but of large size. And then a pastor is a priest, isn't it?
A pastor, yeah. And then pasta is Italian.
It's true. You got to put your milk bottles out.
I got a buzz for something. Nothing useful.
Got a buzz.
Yeah.
Nothing.
All good.
Yeah.
Rurally fucked.
Yeah, she's rurally fucked. She's dietarily.
Yeah.
And socially, in the animal kingdom, she's fucked.
Yeah.
If Jungle Book happened to her, she'd go to prison. Basically.
Yeah. I mean, Mowgli didn't own Bagheera.
No, but he controlled him. He rode on his back.
I guess. Maybe.
It's a complicated world.
It is. It's a balance. In other news, here's some very fucking entitled people. Several parents have reached out to Amazon to ask them to change the name of the Alexa smart speaker because their children with the same name are being bullied.
So their names are Alexa?
Yeah, they named their kids Alexa. And their kids are being...
Both of them?
Several different sets of parents. It's happened several times. UK-based parents revealed how their daughter's name, Alexa, has resulted in harassment because of its association with the ubiquitous smart assistant, according to the BBC. She started to not want to introduce herself because of all the jokes and the backlash. Alexa's mother, who declined to give her name and has referred to herself as Heather, told the BBC, and maybe she's called Alexa as well, told the BBC, explaining that teachers also made jokes about it, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, you would, right? It's just like it's a way of connecting and communicating with people. You need to figure out how to communicate. You can't just say, don't call me by my name anymore. Call me by something else. Or don't make fun. Don't jovialize.
We've had to cut off friends and moved to allow her to have a fresh start.
House. Why did you have to move? Kid made a joke. He asked my daughter, what was the best time of day to, walk a dog if you're not allowed to control dogs anymore. Yeah. Made a joke about it.
Massachusetts-based Lauren Johnson started a campaign called Alexa is a Human, noting in a letter to Amazon that her daughter is constantly being bullied at school and at camp because her name is Alexa. Amazon stated, as an alternative to Alexa, we also offer several other wake words that customers can choose from, including Echo, Computer, and Amazon. We value feedback from customers, and as with everything we do, we will continue to look for ways to offer them more choice in this area. So, fuck off, basically.
Well, I think that was my first thought, was like, are they getting frustrated because they're talking to their child and their device is being activated? You go, no, you can change it to computer. You can change it to whatever, as you said. So it's not that. It's just they don't want their kid. I mean, I was quite fortunate because I was bullied, but I wasn't bullied effectively. I know there were some people who reacted very negatively to bullying. Yeah. Like, being with anxiety and stuff like that. I never really got. I reacted positively to it in terms of I learned to stand up for myself through that kind of thing. So I get that there's going to be conflict and there's going to be an element of bullying in a lot of people's lives, and it's learning how to deal with it. But it sounds weird to support it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because some people just might not be prepared.
It's just this whole got to stamp out bullying thing. It's like you're asking to change what people are. Like, I understand that you need to intervene so the kid doesn't have a crap life. You need to do that. But and we should be discouraging people from bullying. Absolutely. But this idea that you're ever going to eradicate it is fucking dumb. It's like saying you're gonna get lions to stop killing gazelles. Like it's just it's part of being a person.
Well, it's like saying you
Not
should.
A good part.
People shouldn't swear.
Yeah.
Right. You go. People shouldn't swear, and you go. Yes, we agree that culturally you shouldn't really swear to people because people, it's not polite. It's kind of rude in situations. But people will swear. They need to express themselves in that kind of way. And when you communicate with people, one way people communicate with people is with senses with a sense of humor or with exaggerated aggression, and it's just about trying to figure out how to communicate in that. I guess it's just trying to outlaw the truly negative stuff, so like physical bullying and over the top bullying and stuff like that. A little bit of bullying's the wrong word. Bullying's a very loaded word, so it's difficult to try and defend it. But there's definitely an element of it that is you need to learn how to deal with a bully in society. So you need to learn how to deal with it, and the only way you'll learn how to deal with it is to experience it. And you can only hope that you don't experience a particularly malicious bully, I guess.
Yeah.
So you never get rid of it. But yeah, I mean, if a kid's asking you a question and they're always asking you by your first name, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah. It's that thing of like, we'll just. I mean, even if you do care, act like you don't. Like,
don't move house.
Yeah.
But again, I know of a few people I grew up with who are like, got severe anxiety where like they couldn't get on the bus to go to school from bullying. So a lot of people react negatively to it. Maybe she did because of her name.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's totally believable. But yeah, just hopefully it's something that's solvable. Don't move house.
Yeah. And finally, I'll end on this one. It's only a 1 pointer, but I found it quite funny. Bagram Airfield, an enormous US military base stationed in Afghanistan for nearly 20 years, was vacated last week in advance of the US withdrawal from the country in August. Nobody told the base's new commander, however, who showed up after everyone had left and wondered why it was so quiet. Like, just whole car park empty, all the electricity's been switched off. Like, hello?
Yeah.
There's still prisoners there. They just left.
It's just Graham. Guys?
Maybe I'll ask the prisoners. Hey, it's my first day.